that you?
No.
Hi. How are you?
That's my name.
Hi. You did you serve with John?
He's got a good story to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was on one of my men on Roy No More, and he could tell you himself the story.
Really?
Yeah.
What story? You put on the spot now.
The story when I got wounded.
How he got wounded. He had this leg come up and kick him in the mouth.
Really?
Right on the nose, right?
What happened?
Is he telling him?
There was an explosion. You saw the picture on the bottom there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What do you do with?
That's the bad.
Well, I was in the shell hole with.
You were in the.
I was in the shell hole with 4 other fellas from my squad. I was in charge of the squad.
Right.
And when that explosion went off, all the debris went up, started coming down, and I felt something hit my leg. I had no pain, and I told the fellas that I asked them, because being in charge, I asked them if anybody was hurt. They said no. I told them, I think I got hit because I saw that toe touching my nose. And they looked at me and said, you got hit. And they called the corpsman, and he came down and straightened out my leg, put stuff on the open wound, which was just above the knee, and put my rifle as a splint and tightened it up and kept my leg straight and left me in a shell hole. And I had to wait till somebody could come and get me because I couldn't walk. And after a couple hours, they came and picked me up and brought me to the beach. They tried to give me blood into my both arms, and I couldn't take any because I was all out of blood. And then they finally got me on one of the freighters.
Hi.
Hi.
Got a crowd going.
Got a crowd.
Good time
yeah,
to go out.
Yeah.
Same time.
What?
They got me on a freighter and eventually on a hospital ship where they put a body cast on me and brought me to Pearl Harbor to the Naval Hospital, and that's where I was for around 4 months. It's a good thing I had a doctor from the Mayo Clinic that put a body cast on me. Well, they put a body cast on a hospital ship, but he took the body cast off and put 2 pins below, screwed them right into the bone, below the break, and up to my hip, and put a bar so my leg would be straight.
But now, which island? You were inside a. What was the Japanese? You were on Namor.
Yeah.
One of the island that you.
In the Marshall Islands.
That was the first island, right?
Where they lived, where the Japanese lived. The other island was Roy. That was the airfield. And I was on a mortar squad, and we were told to go halfway up the island and wait for further instructions. And that's when the explosion went up, and I spent a good 10 months in the hospital. They put on more cast on me. They took the pins out of my leg and kept pulling different casts on me. Eventually, in Southern California, where I ended up at, they took the cast off completely and gave me a brace, just like they have in infantile paralysis, if you ever saw them. Did you into the shoe and up to my hip?
Did you? So did you go back in the field after that?
Yeah, I didn't go back in the field. I was in the States.
I had it made into this.
But from February 1st to December 1st, I was in a hospital. I couldn't do anything.
But you didn't.
December 1st, they sent me back to duty, but it wasn't back to combat. But I couldn't do anything. So I ended up at a naval prison in New York City, and it was my job. Every weekend, I'd take prisoners down to these prisoners in the prison that I was in. Were waiting for their trial, for whatever they did.
What did they do? What were the crimes?
Stealing or whatever they got arrested for. And these were our own prisoners, our naval prisoners. And when they were sentenced, they either went to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, which was their big prison for the bad ones, and I took prisoners down to Williamsburg, Virginia, and I started to like that place. I was taking prisoners down almost every other week, down to Williamsburg, and then instead of coming back to the prison on a weekend, coming in from Virginia, I went right straight home to Rochester, New York. And I was able to be with my family.
Oh, that's great.
My parents. And then I came back to New York and waited for another batch of prisoners to go down.
Well, you definitely. Do you see a lot of your fellow soldiers here, guys you serve with?
Yeah. The ones that there isn't too much left because a lot of them were either killed on in the Marshall Islands or afterwards, but there wasn't too much left.
Well,
I have one buddy that's around. He didn't come to the convention. He lives in International Falls, Minnesota, and he wasn't able to come here.
Does he come before? Does he?
Yeah, I've been with him at other conventions, San Antonio, New Orleans. So I'm in touch with him all the time. So I get a chance to see.
That's good. I'm glad you made it back in one piece. Yeah.
I gotta be thankful. And being 83 years old, I manage.
Oh, you look great. So these are, I'm fascinated by this. So, I just,
It's, after boot camp, when we split up the boot camp, we split our group split it in 3 different groups: the Raiders, the airfield, and we went. The third group went to Northern Ireland.
We went there one time.
What'd they do there?
I liked her music.
I was in that group. We went to Londonderry, Northern Ireland, to a naval base that took care of the submarines and the Coast Guard cutters that were guarding the convoys coming in from the United States to either England or Russia or wherever to bring supplies.
Here, John, let me. What's that? Wow.
Yeah, to bring supplies. So we were guarding the naval base, and I was there for almost a year. Then they shipped me back to the States for combat.
Was that the first combat you saw? How long were you in combat?
Just the time I was wounded.
But how many days was that?
The same day we landed, I got hit.
And you were in that
explosion.
What was it that they hit?
An ammunition dump.
Oh.
Either the Japanese or one of the fellows threw a hand grenade into the blockhouse, and that thing went sky high. And I got a piece of it.
Were you
souvenirs?
How many guys were killed? How many guys?
Quite a few. I wasn't around there. I was halfway across the island at the time.
And you still got hit?
I got hit from the shrapnel, from the, whatever came out of that blockhouse.
Oh, so they hit it was I see. So you were lucky that you were where you were.
That's right.
Wow.
And I made it. I didn't see any more action. I was in no position to go back to combat.
What's your address? I'll send you a copy of this tape.
Well, I'll give you my address.
Oh, good. Yeah, write it down, would you? That'd be great. Here, you got it. I don't know.
Doesn't it? Can you change it?